Right. So this is recording. We'll just share the entire screen. We'll go from there. Right. So, hi everyone. So my name is Mohammed, and I will be today showcasing my website portfolio. I will be going through that project for today. So I will just start by showcasing the file structure of the website. So you can see here there are mainly like 5 pages, web pages that it consists of. You will see there is an about, and you will see there is the contact me page. There is the index, which acts as a home page. You will see the projects page, and the last thing is the testimonials page. Now in here you get to see some of the photos and the CV file, and I will show like I will tell you more about that. The README is just a file containing some text information about the website and the testing done and the things that some technicalities about the website, basically, that I do talk about in today's video that I need to submit for my project. But other than that, I will start going through each one a little bit by a little bit. We'll also go quickly through the source code. I know it's important to understand the source code, but it's more of I want to demonstrate some of the functionalities rather than I show the technicalities of the code. But I will still go through that. So the first thing I want to go through is the home page, because that's the main thing. So if we go, before we open anything, I'm just gonna edit everything here in Visual Studio, so I can show um the source code for the web page. All right. So here, I have here this part is called the head, and here it contains the title of the website, which is Mohammed Gidal Hack Portfolio. All right. And then I do have a link to my CSS styling. Okay. And this is all my CSS styling, just for your reference. But I will come back to that later. So I have here a header section, and the other section contains the header, a header one for like a big header for my name, and then you will see like a second smaller header for the major studies that I do. All right, and then you get to see some photos. Like here, I'm just like putting these photos, like inserting them in in a section, in a div, all right? And then you see, and then the header section is then closed. Then we talk, and then here you get to see the navigation menu. And I just wanted to say that this navigation menu is gonna be constant throughout all the web pages. So you will see that not just in the index page, you will see it in the contact me page, you will see it in the testimonials page, you will see it in all the other pages. Okay. So the next part here I do would like to talk about is just a smaller header, which is a header 2 as well, and then a sentence or a paragraph. I had to put it in a paragraph, but it's just one sentence. Okay. And then you get to see here another image that I did place, because it's a requirement in the project that I have to put from 2 to 5 images, and I have to have from 2 to 5 projects I do talk about, and also I will talk later about the animations and stuff that I've used. The purpose of this project is to show the previous projects I did work in, what have derived me to work in the computing field, as well as um, basically like how to essentially like tell people about me. It's basically kind of a marketing. So if we go here in this section, you get to see an introduction and a small intro about me. And then you get to see the key skills. And this is just an example. You could put anything. I just put the ones that are more relevant towards me, or towards the previous work experience I did and the previous exposure I've had on projects and work experiences. Then we get to see here um, the the copyright, right? And then um, you get to see the footer. So like all of this stuff is in the footer. So you will see the copyright in the footer. You will see um, a link for my email. You will see a link for my YouTube channel, and you will see another link for my LinkedIn profile. And then these are some styling um, parts that I will talk about in relation to the length, the width, all of that stuff. But um, but yeah, this is basically everything in the homepage. Now, if we go back in here, sorry, and then we go in the about. So, oh, I by mistake opened the, sorry, this is, I opened the web page itself. I will just go in the open web and again edit. And then in here, you get to see, basically it's similar structure, but the content is a bit different. So notice the navigation bar is still there, but here we have a little bit about me. It's more of a bigger paragraph. All right, just some text, and then you get to see a table. That's the different content part here, that like you get to see a table and you get to see it like different parts of the table. So you will get to see, for example, like the category, the skill, the level of proficiency, the evidence that I have that skill or what I worked on that is relevant to that skill, etc. Just put that on the side. You get, then I start talking each skill a bit by bit, and the tools little bit by little bit. Now I should have put a bit more, but I just put those as a placeholder or an exemplar just to showcase how, like, here is a table. That's how the table is constructed. That's it. So then you get to see also the footer part, which contains the link for my YouTube channel and the link. Um, oh yeah, no, sorry. Sorry. This is not the footer yet. Sorry. This is um after the table section, we have another section where I do have a link for my YouTube channel, a preview and embedding, and and two links for a YouTube video that I picked on my channel. One is for desktop, which is this one. This one is for desktop, and this one is for phone, mobile use. So it's dynamic wrapping because like it changes the size for when you're reviewing on a mobile phone, um, because like on a mobile phone the screen size is different than a laptop or a tablet. So that's why I did place another kind of size. Now that's not ideal. You should ideally have one link and then one size that changes, but that one I couldn't figure it out. So if anyone knows the way that we can have one link on one preview or one embedding that changes size dynamically based on screen size instead of having two different links and two different previews, please drop that down in the comment section below. That will be helpful. Thank you. And then we have the footer. Now I get to the footer, and it's the same structure as the home page or the index page, and the same styling part. And that's it for the contact page. Sorry, for the about page. So now the next page I do want to show here is gonna be the projects page. So the projects page, I don't know why do I keep opening that one. Just close that one. If we go into here and then I edit with Visual Studio. Now, the projects page has a little bit more to it. So the project page, the same first, like structured, like header part and the head part, and then you have the header, and then you have the navigation, and then we have just some projects that I do talk about, and then I have to talk about, as part of the requirements of my submission, that I have to talk about the description of each project, what tasks I did in the projects, and what the problem that I was trying to solve, the technologies used, and what lessons did I learn from this project. And then I have like multiple ones like that. So yeah, I numbered them in the comment: 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the requirement said also 5 to 2 projects. I think it is 4 projects, so I could have put more, but that, I think that's a fair amount. And yeah, and the same footers structure and just some styling, and that's it for the project page. Now to go into the page before last, which is testimonials, we go on to edit with Visual Studio Code. I can show you here the testimonials page. So it's the same structure, and the only content difference is just in the um, one of the references or one of the comments that one of the teams I was working with in a consulting environment, in an engineering consulting environment, they dropped that comment. So I just took that comment that they dropped or that they provided me and put it there, or the testimonial, just for the sake of showing it, because it's a portfolio. So you're meant to show what other people think of you as part of marketing yourself. And yeah, and just the same footer as you can see here, and yeah, and the styling, and that's it. So then last page here is gonna be the contact page. Now with the contact page, a requirement I had to submit or showcase is having an interactive labeled form that which a user can see what are they filling in, or for what purpose are they filling in. Now I will just edit that so I can show in here. Can show that. Okay, so in the con contact page, the contact me page, you will get to see here the same header structure and navigation structure, and then you get to see here basically the form. This is the form. Now I want you to notice that these are all, of course, the cells that you're gonna be filling in, and like um the input parts. So for example, here this is label, the name. What's your name? And you type your name. Here you get to see the email. You type the email, all right, that you are submit, so I can contact you back on that email. Here you get to see basically a drop down selection menu where you get to see either general or project. What's your inquiry about? You basically select one of those two options, and then you have here basically the message, and it's a required, and you have to tell me a message, because like why otherwise, why are you filling the form? You know, why do you want to get in touch? So that's, and it's a required, so so a user cannot just submit the form empty. And then you have here basically a choice at a kind of a check selection. Either you get to choose you want to contact by email or phone, and currently I have the email facility working, but the phone facility I couldn't figure it out. But just for the purpose of showcasing the website functionality, this is the code for it, in case you want to see it. Now you will get to see here a checkbox that you agree. Now, I really didn't make the checkbox or the agree checkbox do something other than just agree, but it's meant to be used for something else. Like you could use it for, I acknowledge, for example, the terms of the form, or I acknowledge like the privacy policy or something like that, or like the data collection, things like that. You're gonna acknowledge it, but I just wanted to showcase that like this is a checkbox that works. But if you have an idea that I could use that checkbox for other than just having it there for the sake of it being there, also please drop that down in the comment section below. Now, the same footer and styling at the bottom. And then the last thing is the CSS. I forgot also to mention in the projects page, you can download my CV. Forgot to talk about that part, so better mention it. And I have my CV file uploaded, as I said previously, in the file structure. So now I talk about the styling. So in here you will get to see I tried to implement multiple different techniques. I tried to implement transitions. I tried to implement which is an animation essentially for one of the photos, and I tried to implement the gradient coloring. So you will get to see I have labeled each section here. So these are global styles. This is the footer design style. Here is this one is a responsive design. For the hero section, the hero section is referring to the top part that you will get to see in my home page, basically. And then the navigation stack style, the header style, navigation again, more styling for navigation, profile image, and like you get to see basically the width, the height, things like that. So yeah, and the logo The logo actually, fun fact, I created it using AI. So yeah, I didn't really draw a logo, but you can draw your own logo if you want to. But yeah, I created the logo using an AI tool. And yeah, just a section styling because like I want the user to be able to visually like di differentiate between each section and the other because I don't want all the sections like overlapping together, just to create some sort of order in place. And then more styling for specific styling for hero section. And centering text because I like to keep things neat as much as I can possibly do. And the more styling for hero text itself. Here you get to see the images placed on the right. And um, the skills list styling and more styling for the table that I have in the About Me page. And then the hover effect for the transition that I will show in the sorry, in the home page. That's the project styling and the project's image styling. They have a little bit also of a kind of a small transition. I'm not sure if it will show when I show in the preview, but hopefully it works. Layout for the hero section, and then the text, of course, putting on the left because like I will show some headers on the left, and then the images to the right in the hero section. I do have that as well. This is the vertical oval image that you will get to see also in the inside the hero section. It needs to have its own styling and its transition I will show as well. And then the testimonials section styling, the testimonials web page styling, sorry, and the YouTube video embedding styling. So you have to have styling literally for everything. Okay, so now it's time to actually showcase the preview. So if we go onto home page, you will, let me just move this here a little bit on the other corner so you can see. All right, so here you get to see the headings as I discussed. This is a photo I took from my LinkedIn profile, and this is the logo. Now this one is meant to show MG, but it's too small to show, but it's actually MG. And that one is the one I created by AI. Now this is another part of the hero section where I took neat MG and just a small sentence that I did talk about. And this photo, if you notice, it enlarges when there is a transition when the mouse hovers over it. You can see here. All right. And then the introduction and some skills that I do have or that I do know. And then if you can see here there are some links. So this email link, it's meant to actually go to mail to. The mail to function basically makes the email my email address show in your preferred email provider or inbox when you like compose an email, but like it's not working here for some reason. Like I couldn't figure out the reason. I tried debugging it, but if you just go open in a new tab, because when I click on it nothing happens, it just shows my email address here. You can just copy paste that, but it's actually meant to work if you test it on other devices. It's meant, or other browsers, it's meant to take you to the default the default email provider. This link takes you to my YouTube channel. Now you won't be able to see, um, you won't be like it will actually work, but you won't be able to see the create and all of these buttons because this is my side. I'm logged in on my own account, so this is my side of the YouTube channel. This is the wrong video that I uploaded of the website portfolio project without actually showcasing the sharing the screen. So I made sure this time I'm sharing the screen. So I will take this video down and replace it with this video hopefully. So yeah, should be all good. So the next part I do want to talk about is the LinkedIn link. If you click on that one, it takes you to my LinkedIn page, and also you won't be able to see um this preview because like this is my site. You won't be able to see all these edits, but it's gonna work and take you to this page. So yeah, showcasing like where I worked, a little bit about me, the same profile photo if you noticed, yeah, things like that. So if we click on the about web page, this is about me or about MG. MG are my initials. So yeah, for Muhammad and Gadal Haq. So yeah, it's not about magnesium totally. Anyway, and then you will get to see here the table with the skills, the tools, and then like notice that they get grayed out. There is a shade of gray that shows when you hover over them, and basically the skill level and the evidence or the project that I did work in. Now these are the embeddings. The problem with these embeddings, they do need a little bit of work actually. This is the part that I found a bit challenging or not working. The video itself works. If you click here, it will actually take you. It will take you to the video that that is intended to take you to. But the problem that the embed itself, due to a configuration error, it's not working. Now, this is the one that's meant to show for mobile, and this is the one that's meant to show for desktop. So as I said before, if anyone knows a way I can just have one and that changes size based on the screen, please let me know how can we fix this issue in the comment section. Thank you. So this link takes you to the channel itself, not a video, and it's working, but it needs to be ordered better in the styling. And the same footer design with the copyright and everything, so we don't get people like basically having the same content over. Now, the next web page is the uh, projects page. Now, I want you to notice that Muhammad Gilhak, the header part is constant in all of the pages as well as the navigation. It's showing in all the pages. Now, in here, I'm not sure if this will show. I think, but notice that it's curved edges. This is an AI. Now, I talk about that, like the projects I worked on, an AI chatbot, an AI trained chatbot. Here I talk about computer vision based soccer match between robots in WeBots. Here I talk about data analytics using Python for an insurance and a healthcare insurance provider. Here I talk about an elevator circuit logic design, which I designed for embedded systems. And here you can click to download the CV directly. So you don't need to you don't need to kind of like go to LinkedIn and see what I did. You can just download the CV. But in case you don't want to download the CV, then still the contact me links are down here. The um, next part I do want to talk about is the testimonials. So as I said, this was a feedback given to me by one of the companies I worked at. So I just put it there in the testimonial sections, and then the same footer and the same everything. Now in here I did not keep the header because I just removed it. I found that it's not really needed because the navigation bar is still there. But yeah, as a part of a constant design, I think it's a better idea for consistency to keep the header constant in every one of them. And the same for the contact page. Now, for the contact page, I wanted to talk about that when I was showing the source code, but I will talk about it now. Um, if you just leave the form static like that, it will do nothing. It will lead to nowhere. But for me, I did some digging and I found out that we could do something very interesting. So if we go like, let's say I'm gonna say a name of someone who wants to do an inquiry. So let's pick a name. I will pick, uh, let's pick a name. Mansoor, for example. Mansoor Aidil. All right. So this is the person who wants to contact me. Okay, and then we're gonna write the email. Let's say, for example, Mansoor dot Adil at gmail.com. All right, and then we could choose the inquiry about a project or general let's project. And I'm not gonna test with hello world because that's the typical test that they do. I'm gonna test with something else in the message and say, hi, Muhammad. My name is Adil. I am interested to collaborate with you for a future project. Please, please get in touch. Thanks. And then you could go in here and select phone, but it's not gonna do anything because that function I don't have it working. But what I managed to make it work in the back end is because I don't have a server, so I used an online service where you could take a form ID, and that form ID emails it to my own email address. So you could click email and click I agree and click submit. Notice it took to that different web page, which is this service. In case this is the service that I used. It's called FormSpree. But yeah, you could use that, and you could go back and it's gonna actually work and take you to the website. But to test that this is working, just show something really quickly here. And notice it shows new form submission on Portfolio contact, and it shows Mansour Aidel, the email of Mansour, and um the message, the contact is email, and the agreement is on. The phone, I can't figure it out at the moment. So yeah, that one is that one I have an issue with. I will fix it later. Fix that issue later. But that's basically my website portfolio. And yeah, if you do have any suggestions or improvements on how, like suggestions for further improvements I could utilize in that website, please let me know. I could implement them. And if you have any further projects or any further ideas for future projects I could publish on the channel, also please let me know. I know I haven't been publishing for a while. I mainly publish on the channel when I need to, but that's a bad habit. So yeah, I will try and publish any newer projects if I get to. The AI chatbot project, I have not published it yet. I will get publish that soon and talk a little bit about AI and what can we use it in. But until then, that's basically, yeah, my website portfolio. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next time. Bye.